I should have hit y'all this morning, but you know how things are. I had to go to the public market, get some greens, some more fruits and whatnot. But besides that, right, we're gonna get into the topic. The topic what we be speaking about is religion is not a true belief system. All right. Um, from a spirituality standpoint. All right. So let's just get into this. When it comes to religion, you have different type of religious groups, faith groups. You have, your Christians. You have all different type of, list of them. I don't have to go into names, but you know what they are. Majority of them, when I look into them, they don't show a background of how a person can reach their higher self. It's more of a, how can I say? It's more of a like a, how can I say, a story. And the reason why I say stories is because on a simple fact, majority of the things that you receive from religion come from a book, okay? And a lot of those things that are in those books, don't get me wrong, to a certain degree, you can find that it's playing on in this world. And what I mean by that, as in like, the Adam and Eve story, the forbidden fruit. You know what I'm saying? The forbidden fruit would basically be, in the Bible, would be an apple. But is that apple, that forbidden fruit, right? Is that still playing in the third dimension? And what I mean by that, as in saying, in the Bible, it has said that Eve had bit a forbidden fruit, an apple. Now, you can find that same forbidden fruit in this third dimensional world. It's right there in front of you. It's actually in front of your hand. You see that Apple iPhone that you got? Like, yeah. Okay, the Apple iPhone is the reference to the forbidden knowledge. The forbidden knowledge that is on your Apple iPhone, which is nothing but data that get transmitted from your phone now to your mind. When you're reading data in order to transfer that data into your conscious. So, when it comes to that, they don't say that in the Bible though. And you gotta question that as an individual. Like, when you in religion, you gotta really like question certain things. You don't have to be a student where you're not questioning anything, because questions lead into answers. So like, I would just want to rephrase that again. It's just funny to me that a lot of people that are religious, they can't tie the things in from the book that is actually playing in the third dimension. So it's kind of like, when I read it, to me it's not solid, and it's not like solid evidence of what is actually happening in this world. It's more of subliminal. And when you do like a subliminal truth, it's like you're watering it down. You know what I'm saying? Peace right back at you. I see you in here. But it's like you're watering it down. It's like, when you have a subliminal truth, it's not the original truth of how it is. Just like I had said earlier, you have an apple, and a lot of people say in religion, they say, oh, well, Eve had bit of forbidden fruit. Okay, and what was that fruit? An apple. I'm like, okay, well, let's just be honest here. It's not the apple that you think. It's not. You're never going to find a natural grown apple from any garden that's going to be forbidden. You're not going to find it. If you do, let me know. But that same apple of what they're talking about, it is a electronic device of what they're talking about. And that's why I say it's kind of watered down, because instead of saying, well, Apple iPhone, the Apple iPhone is basically have forbidden knowledge within it from a third dimensional perspective. And they're not telling you in the Bible, like, oh, anytime you read anything with your mind, you're transferring the data from the phone now into your conscious. It's just like if you said, like, how can I tie a tie? You would go to YouTube would show you, and that data from YouTube, from your device, is now being transferred to your mind. This is how data works. So now, when you get the data in your conscious, now you get to sit here and do whatever you need to do. It's just like this. It's in many different forms. It's just like when females watch Love and Hip Hop, and their boyfriends is probably, or husbands, are not realizing like why they watching it. The reason why they probably watching that is because of the simple fact that's what they probably want. I'm not gonna say all women want to argue with their men. I'm not gonna say that. But what I'm saying is, if you're watching something, right, and let's say you're just watching television. Now I'm gonna just say this again. Let's just say you watching television. Some people say TV. I'll be like, what is it called again? Television. I'll be like, oh, okay. So this device is telling my conscious a vision. And that's why I say you always got to question everything, because it's like in this world, people be like, the world is so subliminal. I'd be like, no. It's really right there in your face. It's really right there in your face. Like, just let me go back a little bit. When it came to the Apple phone, the Apple device, in America, you could find a lot of lost women. You could find a lot of them. That's just what they do. They ain't got nothing to do with me, but that's what they do. But a lot of people don't realize, like, why they so lost. Like, what happened to them? You got to go ask them. But one thing I do know for sure is this: the same fruit that Eve bit, modern day women are biting today. They want to go find something with the head of that iPhone all day, getting all that forbidden knowledge all day. They'll try to look me up and say, like, oh yeah, you a black man. I'd be like, hold on, stop, pause. What are you doing? You can't put that label on me. What are you doing? Oh, you Hispanic, right? Like, no, you had to let me self-identify who I am. What are you doing? And this is why I'm saying, like, it come down to, like, labels. I don't want to be labeled as anything in this third dimensional world. I just choose not to. I choose to identify who I truly am. I don't identify with third dimensional things. For other people, that's cool with them. That's what they do. But for myself, I realize as a soul, like, how can I identify as this belief system or these groups of people when it doesn't even tie me back into spirituality? Like, what we doing here? Like, I came in here as a free soul, so why do I gotta pick up these labels? I mean, I'm the soul that's empowering this suit, am I not? Okay, I thought so. So why do I have to pick that third dimensional title up? Why do I have to become black or Hispanic, and then after that have to pick up religion? That's not telling me who I am. That data that you telling me about is not even my subconscious. So, like, I don't get it with people. I really don't. I'm not judging people. They can do what they want to do, but it's just the power of just questioning. That's the only thing I'm saying. The power of just questioning when you are like, how can I say this in simple terms? When you are, like, some people be seeking the truth. Don't get me wrong. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. But it's the way you seek the truth, though. You see what I'm saying? You gotta understand with yourself that a book is nothing more than a data war chip. And depending on what it is. Now, if the book is giving you some type of business structure in order to do business, it's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is, if you're reading a religious book, and majority of the stories in there are not accurate, they're not like in your face telling you, like, okay, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen. Why would you read data like that? Because now you don't realize, like, your mind is like a sponge. So anything that you read, you're going to just absorb it like a kid. Don't get me wrong. But in the process of your mind taking the data from off that Bible, because it's all data. A lot of people are like, oh, it's words. That would be dumbing it down. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you look at the Bible and you're saying, well, it's just words inside the Bible. Well, that's dumbing it down to actually look at the true way that it is. That's data inside of there. More importantly, it can be spells inside of that book too, in order to what? Trick your mind away from what? Your subconscious. So that's why I say with people all the time, like, it's no need on anybody can read the Bible, don't get me wrong, but don't make the Bible into you. You see what I'm saying? Like, when I got that story with the Adam and Eve and now tied into the third dimension, I didn't attach the Bible to me. I just read it like a third person view. Like, let me just see. Oh, okay. They don't see this in the third dimensional world? Like, nah. Okay, I'll tell them. That's it. Pretty much that's how I look at it as. But I don't tie the Bible into me because it has really nothing to do with me. It just doesn't. To me, when I look at the Bible, I'm looking at it like, oh, these are just stories. These are stories to come. That's if they come. Because they're so subliminal, the average person won't pick it up. They just won't. You see what I'm saying? Like, when some people read Revelations, they're like, oh yeah, Revelations is when Revelations is when the whole world comes to an end and such and such, such and such. I'm like, okay, can I ask you a question? Like, yeah, are you in the third dimension? They're gonna say yes. Okay. So is the world coming to an end right now? Is Revelations playing right now in 2023? They'll be like, no, it's not. And I'd be like, why? Because we don't see locust bugs, demons. I'd be like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. They're reading these stories the wrong way. They are. And so, like, that's why I say when you're reading something, it's not just all about words. It's how you actually tie that story into what's going on in this world. So when I hear people talk about Revelations, I'm more looking at it like from a standpoint like Revelations is playing like right now before our very eyes. Like, what do you mean? Like, it's playing like right now. It's not hiding. It's not what you think it is. A world is coming to an end, but not the way you think it is. Like, what you mean? It's supposed to be hellfire? Like, oh gosh. Okay. Oh gosh. If you're saying in Revelations that there's supposed to be a hellfire playing, right? What is that hellfire going to do to certain beings? Some people would say they don't know. Some people would be like, I don't know what you're talking about. And it's all good. It's all good. It's no wrong or right answer to it. It's all good. But I want you just to look at things a little bit deeper than how they're presenting it to you from the third dimension. So if you said a hellfire is coming, right? And that came from Revelations, right? Okay. The subliminalness and the subliminalness that they played this 2022, and it was actually on the television right there in front of everybody. The hellfire, what they're talking about is not the hellfire of everyone just dying of hellfire. No, it doesn't operate like that. The hellfire of what they're talking about is you have individuals that's in this world that can naturally receive light codes. You have individuals in this world that can naturally receive sunlight. The reason why they can receive sunlight, why, is because of the simple fact they have solar, which is a soul within them. So in order for them to operate, they have to operate within sunlight. Now, for other beings in this world, unfortunately, due to how their creator have created them, how can I say this in the most intelligent way? You have some beings that's in this world, due to the way that their creator has created them, their vessel, their skin, their suit, their body cannot receive light codes. So you have some beings in this world where they put on sun blocker on their faces when they go to the beach. They can't naturally take in solar energy. And so to me, for when I look at those beings that cannot take in solar energy, it gets deeper than that. It's not just about them not taking in sunlight. If I'm a solar being and I can naturally take in sunlight, which means I have a soul. If you can't naturally take in sunlight, it's letting me know that you do not have the capabilities in order to receive sunlight. Not only that, you don't have the genetic code structure in order to receive sunlight. And it lets me know with inside, there is no soul in there. There's not. And I know a lot of people question it. They're like, I wonder if the other people have souls. I mean, it's playing right there in front of your face. I mean, it's like right there in front of your face. So there's many dimensions that's within here. Dimensions are not on the outside of you. It is more within your conscious. The way you open that up is more coming into more of your spirit, more listening to your higher self than what you would do with your third dimensional self, just being honest. More plugging yourself from understanding more of the knowledge that's within you from your subconscious, and now transferring that information from your subconscious now to your mind. But let me just simply say this: for beings that naturally cannot take in solar energy, when you say that to them, it's not like it's a shot. It's more of just saying this is the truth of what it is. So back to what I was saying before, when it comes down to revelations that's in the Bible, it's an end to someone else's world. It has nothing to do with the whole world ending. No. The world don't end with everyone shooting at each other, killing. It's not the way you think it's going to be. Don't get me wrong, it could go that way. It's a possibility. I don't fully know. But what I'm saying is, you have two groups of people, right? Ones that can naturally take in solar energy and ones that naturally just can't. Now, those individuals in Revelations, their world is ending, and you can see it before your very eyes. Did we make the dollar? No, they did. So that's getting kicked out of here. You see the banks falling down on the ground? This is Revelations playing right in front of your eyes. Don't you see the stock market falling down? Don't you see the housing market falling down? Now listen, all this stuff falling down, right? You got to look at it from a different angle, a different dimension. Just because all this stuff is falling down, you should look at it like this. You should be calculating in your own mind, like, okay, these individuals are getting removed due to the things that they have done to other people, other souls in this world. Okay, if they're leaving and this is a new beginning, who's the new beginning for? It would be, I'm gonna be honest with you, it would be more of people that agree with what? Their soul, just being honest. Now, let's open up the third dimension of how you're supposed to look at it right now. Let me just show you the shit. The housing market falling down is a great thing. How can I say? What else can I say? Banks falling down is a great thing. What else can I say? The housing market, the dollar falling down, everything, I'm gonna say this in simple terms, everything that they built that normal people can operate in, I'm glad it's falling down. Because on a simple fact, it gives us, it's about us now. Other people, that's on them. I have nothing to do with that. It's about us now. It's not about, oh, let's gather around with everyone. No, you can do that, but I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. You know why I'm not doing that? You didn't look at those other people and see what they had did? Don't call me selfish. I'm just responding the way I'm supposed to respond. Some people would say, well, don't repeat the same thing they did. Hold on, stop. That has nothing to do with me. Those people have nothing to do with me. It's myself and my people. That's it. That's all I really care about. Okay? I didn't come in this world trying to make friends with everybody. No, everybody not my friend. And that's just being real with you. Everyone is not my friend, and I don't want everyone to be my friend. Just being honest. I like when people dislike me, because on a simple fact, it let me know that what I'm doing for myself is truthful, and this truth that I have within myself, I'ma shine light on everyone else. That's all I really care about. That's it. But when it comes down to their world ending, don't attach their experience to you. Because it have nothing to do with you at all. Like, you should be looking at the world like, yo, the world is resetting before our very eyes. Thank you. You look. If the housing market fall down, right? Look. If the housing market about to fall down, don't attach the market falling down to you. You should look at it like, no, the market need to fall down because, like, how much this house worth? It's worth $100,000. Ooh. Well, if the housing market fall down, right, guess what? You can get it for $50,000. Ain't that a win? But no one is looking at the world like that. Everyone looking at it like, oh my God, the food going up, the gas going up. It's okay. It's just looking at things from a higher perspective. So when people to me say, oh, you know, gas going up, I'm like, oh, that's a good thing that's gas going up. That's good. They look at me like I'm crazy. Like, what the fuck you just said? I'm like, what? Gas going up. It's nothing wrong with that. What? Look. Just pay attention. Look. Being that gas is going up, right? A lot of people just look at it like, yeah, I just put gas in my gas tank and go for a ride. Yeah, that's what you think you're doing. That's what you think you're doing. But I'm looking at what you're doing. Like, I ain't doing nothing bad. Okay. You're not doing nothing bad? Like, nah, okay. Well, listen, the gas that you have, right, is nothing but fossil fuels. You see that tailpipe on the back? Yeah. Do you know that gas fumes come out there every day? And for all the people that's walking by and the people that's in cars, you know all those gas fumes go right inside of your car. A lot of people gonna say, well, we got a filter. No, them same gas fumes be right in there. This is why I like to stay around parks a lot, because in the simple fact, the how can I say, the air quality is a lot better versus just sitting in a city with a whole bunch of cars just driving by. Because let me show you how it works. The fumes that's coming out the car, right? It goes inside of the air. When it goes in the air and it's so high concentrated with all those cars, it starts to distort your mind. As in, like, some people don't even realize technically they're not even breathing. Like, when I mean breathing, as in your breath patterns can be in autopilot, but it's good to come out of autopilot and naturally breathe for yourself. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's pretty much of like a informational source that's coming out of their tailpipes, now going into your conscious, and it could change you. It could change your mood, how you feel, whatever the case may be. But a lot of people don't realize that. They just looking at it like, oh, I'm just going by. Why do I feel like this? Like, it's because of the fumes that's coming out of the car. They don't see this. They don't see it. So the reason why gas is going up is to get people off the gas grid. Technically that's what's going on, and now you have electric that's going to replace that. So the world is actually going to the best place that it can, but a lot of people are afraid of this new change. There's no need on getting afraid of something that is naturally going to happen, but for yourself, you might want to change your position in life, how you look at things. When people say the stock market going down, I'm looking at it like, oh, if the stock market go down, I can get the stock cheaper. So if the stock is like $50 and it go down to 20, I could buy it for 20 and I have $30 in my pocket. That's how you look at life. You don't look at it like how everyone else looking at it is. Everyone else looking at it like, oh, the stock market falling down. Oh my God, like slow down, okay? Slow down, you know what I'm saying? Just slow down a little bit, because you're missing the goodness that's coming out of it. See, listen, in the third dimensional world, they want you to fear and they want you to run. That's what they want you to do. But me, I'm not like that. I'm not gonna fear shit. I'm gonna look at it for what it is, like what it is. I'm throwing fear in front of your face. I don't give a fuck about that fear. Let me look at the truth. What the truth is. Oh, okay. Well, being that you're not gonna manipulate your mind to a third dimensional character and lower your vibration of who you are, you're gonna see the truth. You're gonna be like, oh, the housing market go down? Like, yeah. So hold on. Remember that house we was trying to get? Like, yeah, it was $100,000. How much it worth now? Like 50. Oh yeah, I'm about to go buy that house. I'm gonna have $50,000 left in my pocket. That's how people supposed to be looking at the world. But people are so stuck into fear. It's like fear for people in the third dimensional world is like fucking drugs. Like it's like crack. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you know, you gotta slow down. You can't fear what's naturally gonna happen. If it's gonna happen, it's just gonna happen. Like, the best thing for you to do is say, you know what? How can I benefit from this? That's it. So when it come down, like I said again, when it come down to religion, you know, it was talking about one group of people and others that identify with those same group of people. Simple. It's simple. It ain't hard. It's real easy to find out. Like, you're telling me, yeah, Revelation's playing right now. Look, the currency on the ground, housing market on the ground, gas market on the ground, everything falling down. People done got burnt up. Nobody don't see this? No, nobody didn't see that. Nobody didn't see it. Hopefully they'll see it again in this summer, you know. They call it summer. But hopefully they get to see this in this summer or whatever the case may be. But like I said again, religion is not a direct truth. It just gives you subliminal stories. That's it. Subliminal stories. But you'll never realize that Revelations is playing right now before your very eyes. If you step back from the world and just do 1 hour research and say, okay, what is going on in Europe? They're getting burnt up. Hold on, look, I'm not done. Look, You know them people that's called Russians? Look, watch this. See, they got this thing in America, right? Where they got the American people thinking like, oh yeah, support Ukraine. Watch this. Support Ukraine. That's not Ukraine. That's not Ukraine. See, you gonna go look on the map, ain't you? You gonna go look on the third dimensional map. And you gonna be like, oh yeah, it's Ukraine right here, bro. Like, bro, that's not Ukraine, bro. Last time I checked, that was owned by Russia. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you the whole spiel. Just listen. So they got this thing called NATO, right? In America, right? Pay attention to this. NATO got a base, right? How can I say? NATO is nothing more than a military force that backs America, but evade other countries. Watch this. How is it that NATO, right? How is it that NATO is the only ones that got air bases and army bases in every country? Look, they got Japan, they got Taiwan, they got what is that called? They got different areas over there by Russia. They got different areas in Africa. They got NATO everywhere. Now look, hold on. You know how they telling you like, oh yeah, China and Russia trying to do a one world order. Stop. You got a one world order right there in front of your face. NATO, pay attention. NATO, right, that operate outside of America, right, which is America. That shit is funny. I don't know why they just don't call it American military when they call it NATO, because they go with different names when they go do some dumb shit. Just being honest. So they go over there, right? They set up all these different NATO bases in every one country. Now listen, in every one of those countries, when they set it up as a NATO base, you know what they do? I'm gonna tell you what they do. It's right there on the TV. Look, they're gonna come to you. They're gonna be like, yeah, come to NATO. But you know what we need you to do? You'll be like, what you need me to do? I need you to change your currency into the dollar. Look how this is not a one-word agenda. Pay attention. Change your currency now to the dollar. Now, your belief system, replace that with what? Replace it with what? Disgusting shit that be playing on in America. LGBT community, I don't give a fuck. It's real. That's some shit that people shouldn't be playing with. Is it promoting life? No. So what? It's the destruction of life. Okay. So with that being said, they want you to change all that and become a part of NATO, right? That's not a one-world hidden agenda. If you're going from every country and building up military bases, putting nuclear warheads in other people's pockets and shit, that's what America do. This what they do. They come over there, infiltrate your shit. You like, yo, how the hell they? Because people are selling each other out. Now let me get back to Ukraine. Now look, Ukraine, right, is actually Russia's land. Look, pay attention. Look. Remember when George Bush was in president? Remember him? So listen, Putin and him talked one time before, and Putin was telling him like, yo, listen, stop infiltrating Ukraine because y'all know that's our land. That's our stuff. Okay? That's ours. That's our family. This is a family thing. This is not a country thing. This is a family thing, okay? They know like the Russians see that America is trying to infiltrate Ukraine. Do you know why they're trying to do that? I'm gonna tell you why. Because Russia is like a big brother to like Britain, America, Europe. They like the big brother. So they like, listen, y'all doing all this stuff over here, right? And y'all infiltrating our shit as well. Because on the simple fact, Ukraine is a part of Russia. Go back to if you go back to the map of the 1900s, you would see that Ukraine is owned by Russia. Ain't no such thing as it's Ukraine. No, that's Russia right there. Okay? So now what you had at the table when Putin and George Bush, when they were talking, whatever the case may be, Putin told George Bush, like, listen, stay out of this. Stay out of Ukraine, because y'all trying to infiltrate those people in order to make their own people go against their own brother, which is Russia. This is all family right here. But people look at it like, oh, no, it's different country. No, they family members. I know this shit. They family. Okay? And so what was going on was America didn't want to fight Russia directly. It's just like right now. The same thing I'm telling you, like, that happened in past years, is if you pay attention to what I'm saying, it's happening right before your very eyes. So what happened was, in that time when Putin and Bush were talking to each other, Putin basically told Bush, don't get it. He was like, basically, don't try to infiltrate that country. That's ours. That's ours. Stay back, and we'll handle it the way we need to handle it. Okay? America was like, okay, we ain't gonna fight you directly, but we're gonna throw sanctions on you. Sanctions are nothing more than war tactics. The gas gonna go up, probably a barrel. The rice or any type of business, it's gonna just go up. Technically, that's just what they do. So you had Obama get in the chair. God, what the hell? Obama even said the same thing. He was like, I ain't trying to get in the middle of that, because America don't want a full-fledged war with Russia. They just don't. Directly, they don't. So they do it subliminally, and what they do is they'll use a little person, like, they'll be like, yeah, Ukraine, we're gonna give you some weapons, you know what I mean, get them. Ukraine getting obliterated right now. I'm gonna just be honest with you, and that's not me rooting for either side. I'm just looking at the battlefield, and I can clearly see, like, Ukraine people they don't have a military base. Do you know how many times that Russia has basically stormed their own Capitol buildings already? I mean, thrown officials to the ground, thrown them out of the windows. I'm looking at Ukraine like, listen, don't infiltrate your own family, okay? Maybe you should look at and reevaluate how you guys are looking at the Americans versus your own brothers. And that's what it come down to. So how I look at Ukraine was, to me, they were more of a backstabber towards Russia. And the reason why I say that is because if America can get Ukraine, do you know what America gonna do? I could tell you what they're gonna do. They're gonna put nuclear warheads right in Ukraine and point it towards who? Russia. It'd be closer. It'd be a direct hit where it's not even coming from America. It's coming right from where? Your so-called Ukraine. Okay? So when you look at the land of everything that's going on, I've been said this probably about 5 years ago. When I used to look at certain things, I wasn't, how can I say, I was conscious, but not as much as conscious as I am now. But I always kind of felt like with how can I say, with white people, I kind of always felt like they was gonna fight themselves first, versus every day what you see on TV. I'm like, they think like it's gonna be us versus them, when in all reality, if you pay attention to last summer, a lot of them got burnt out of here. So it's not even like, what war? Like, that's my tech up there. The sun is a part of me and a part of you as well, and that's our tech in order to defend ourselves against them. That's just natural. You don't even have to take that's why I say spirituality is more stronger than any gun that you can have. Don't get me wrong, you get you a weapon, you protect yourself, but your spirituality of who you are, you will realize, you'll be like, bro, ain't no, yeah, they frying up right here in front of your face. Y'all over here like, let's go get the guns and shoot them. You can go do that. I ain't gonna tell you can't. But what I'm saying is, simple as plain, is they're already falling off the earth if you just open up your eyes. Your spiritual eye, that's it. These two lenses, they gonna lie to you. These two eyeballs, the physical eyeball, they gonna lie. They ain't gonna tell you this whole truth. They gonna tell you surface level information. That's it. But once you open up that third dimension, open up your spiritual eye up here, you gonna be like, yo, what the whole world changing for us. I keep telling y'all that. Y'all gotta stop being in fear when they getting their ass whooped. I'm just watching. Just be honest. So let me just get back to what I was talking about with Ukraine or whatever the case may be. So when it comes to Ukraine or whatever the case may be, a lot of people feel bad for them because they're like, oh, they the Ukrainians, oh my God. Like, no, they were a backstabber towards Russia. That's just keeping it real. And when you are a backstabber in your family is allowed to get you. That's just the rules. That's just how everything naturally been. Before you had law enforcement and militaries and armies, no. That's not what that is. Originally, it goes like this. Just like in my household when I was a kid. If one of my sisters and brothers mess up, we correct each other. It could be a conversation or you get punched in your mouth. That's just the natural flow of life. There's nothing wrong with that. When you got family members, like, yeah, you got to be the one that check them. You can't expect the word. You're going to expect the, no. This is what I say all the time. If you my family, right? I would prefer to check you versus the world checking you, because someone can just say, you know what? I'm not with none of that talking, and I'm going to just exile you. Now you out of here. You know, versus me telling you, like, yeah, what you about to go do? Like, yeah, I'm about to go do this dumb shit in the corner. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. You could go do that dumb shit, but it's going to fuck you up. And you like, you know what? You like, you know what? Okay, I'm not going to do it. I mean, look, you could do whatever. I'm not going to judge you. You could do what you want. But what I'm saying is, I already done that before. And I got fucked up. Like, for real, yeah. I went through the experience for you any damn way. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Ain't no need on recopying something I already did dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you, like, certain for myself, like, yeah, none of that shit ain't even true. All this is not accurate. Then I started realizing, like, okay, how can I find out the truth? What am I supposed to be doing? What am I supposed to be doing? So technically, it's like having a spiritual conversation with yourself. And I'm going to say this because a lot of people get this, like, misconstrued. Having a conversation with yourself is not a psychotic mental thing. When you first came in this world, when you was in your mother's womb, you were the one creating your own subconscious of how you naturally operate. So if you naturally created your own subconscious up here through your soul, I'm looking at it like you must naturally connect with yourself. Okay? You're not just the body. You are the soul that's empowering the body. So naturally, as a soul being, you would naturally say to yourself, like, okay, it's just like this. It's like you having a conversation with yourself. You're like, okay, I know what my flaws are. I got to change them. There's nothing wrong with that. You got to communicate. The soul has to communicate to the mind. It has to. If you stay silent and you don't reprogram it, you're not going to get no results. So looking yourself in the mirror and just being honest with yourself and saying, hey, you know what? I do got certain flaws. Everyone is not perfect, but make yourself as perfect as you can be for yourself. That's it. You didn't come here to be perfect for everybody else in the damn world, because everybody else in the damn world is not perfect for themselves. Okay? A lot of people don't even like themselves. Okay? But in the process of you having that conversation with self, you start to realize, like, okay, having these conversations actually is reprogramming my mind in order to make my mind more listen to my subconscious. That's it. That's it. That's all you need to do, because the subconscious wants to help you in everything you do. It actually gets mad when you don't allow it to help you, just being honest. Like, some people be like, I done had bad days. I'd be like, the only reason why you having those bad days is because you don't listen to your soul. And your soul is going to keep fucking up your life until you get it together. That's just the truth. My soul used to do the same thing. I didn't even know. I'm like, yo, why am I having, what is going on? Because you keep putting your belief, which is your mind, into the world and believing that this world is more powerful than the world that's already instilled within you. And that's the main thing that I had to let go. I was like, yo, listen, I just came to this world as an experience and a field trip. That's it. Okay? I got to find out or remember who I am. That's it. Everything else that's playing in the world, do not attach it to yourself. Don't do it. Just don't. Just look at the truth for what it is, or whatever the case may be, and learn how to capitalize from off that truth. So, like I had said again, the world is going into a great direction for us. I don't know about other people. I don't know, and I really don't really care. But what I would say is that have that conversation with yourself, you know what I mean? Look yourself into the mirror and look into your eyes and really look at yourself for who you can be. Like I tell people all the time, don't be the past. Don't be the past. You know why? Let me tell you why you don't be in the past. All right, see the English text, right? It's like a spell. Look, they got this word called past. And I'd be like, are people stuck in the past? They'd be like, yeah. I'd be like, all right, spell past, P-A-S-S. I'd be like, all right, take the P off. What does it say? Ass. So they must be stuck in their ass. They got to be stuck in their ass if they stuck in the past. You see what I'm saying? So I always tell people all the time, get out your ass, get out the past, right? Now step into the present, right? Key word, what it said, present, right? Which means you must be the present. That means that if you have changed yourself, you now naturally become a gift towards the world. Now to step into the future. That's it. It's just a battle with self. Everybody like, yeah, we gotta go. No. Get yourself together. Get yourself together. Do what you gotta do for yourself. If other people are not gonna agree with what the truth is, that's on them. They ain't got nothing to do with you. What you doing? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's why I tell people all the time, like, don't keep yourself down because other people are keeping themselves down. Don't do that at all, or whatever the case may be. So I'll give you some kind words. Just listen to yourself, pretty much. You don't have to listen to the third dimensional world that's playing on the outside of you. This world is just going to naturally play just the way it's supposed to play. But in the process of that, make sure that you're spending time with yourself in order to build yourself up of how you're supposed to be, not how the third dimensional world looks at you. I could say for myself, just being honest with you, ever since I got conscious about who I am and about how the world operate, a lot of people, I'm gonna just be honest with you, a lot of people, they be like, yo, I'm gonna be honest with you, you sound like you on drugs. I'd be like, yeah, it sound like your mind on drugs. I got you right here though. A lot of people don't, how can I say, a lot of people that's in the third dimension consciously are not, they're not alive. They're not, how can I say this? They're not consciously alive. It's like this. I tell people, you know a word called death? They be like, yeah. I'll be like, spell out the word death. They spell it, right? Then after that, they D-E-A-T-H. I'll be like, okay, no problem. I need you to do me a favor. Take the D off, right? And take the H off. What you got? Eat. Okay, no problem. Take that word eat, right? And what do you eat? I eat fried chicken. Okay, hold on, stop. From the third dimension, that's fried chicken? Yeah, that's fried chicken. I'm like, okay, no problem. How is it fried chicken when it's a dead bird? How is it fried chicken if the bird is dead and the information that's in that bird, right, that's being transferred to your conscious, right? Because, just being honest with you, whatever you eat is information too. Inflammation, right, something that can burn up your insides. Information, right, it's the same shit. So, you know, I'm looking at people like, are they consciously alive to realize that they're eating a dead bird? Because before you call it fried chicken and fried up, isn't it not a dead bird? Okay, so who mind is really on drugs here? All right, okay. So, you know what I mean? It's just the trick of the mind. That's it. It's just the trick of the mind. And it'd be funny because people be looking at me like, okay, this guy knows too damn much. Like, well, I'm supposed to know this. I'm supposed to be better, ain't I? Yeah, okay. I don't want to eat dead things because I don't want to be clucking like a dead-ass bird. The fuck? I ain't got time for that shit. You be like, damn, your sit-ups is crazy. I know. I just be watching what people doing. It's just like when people go to Popeyes. I'd be like, what you doing? Going to Popeyes? Oh, shit. You going to Popeyes? Like, yeah, okay, no problem. Did you see what it said to you? Popeyes, yeah. That dead-ass bird that you about to eat is about to pop your eyes. And the only thing you going to better see is into the third dimension. Pay attention. When you eat high vibrational foods, I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to do a live about it later so I can give you a further breakdown. When you are eating something, right, realize what you're eating is nothing but information, okay? And when it come down to you eating information, your stomach is an information processor, okay? You know how you say, my stomach is digesting my food? No. It's not just digesting it. It is processing the data of what you are eating. Now transferring that data to 3 different areas, but majority of people only realize one. So the 3 processes to that data being transferred is when you take a poop, that's one, right? That data also get transferred to your mind, right? And that was a dead bird that you was eating. So that dead bird that you was eating is now going to process what? dead things to your conscious: fear, depression, and everything else. Because you can't, if you are consciously alive, why would you eat dead things? You are what you eat. Isn't that true? Okay, so you always got to look at life like that. And that's not me judging people, because I used to eat fried chicken too. I ain't gonna lie. I used to be unconscious too. I ain't gonna lie. But then after I started being really conscious, like, hold on, I'm not dead. Like, nah, you ain't dead, but you're sure acting like it. Like, okay, what am I doing to myself? Like, right. That's when you start really looking at yourself like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, you programming your mind to be dead. Like, oh shit. You know what I mean? I could laugh at it now because I done pulled myself out of there. But, you know, it's the truth though. People don't realize that. It's just, that's like when I go to McDonald's. I'm gonna get some footage from McDonald's too. I go to McDonald's and people be looking at me like I'm crazy and weird. I go in there, I be like, so all y'all consciously alive in here, ain't y'all? And they be like, yes. I be like, okay. All y'all alive in here. They be like, yeah. I be like, okay. Then why the fuck y'all eating dead burgers? Hold on, that's called ground beef? Like, yeah. My sit-ups is crazy. That's called ground beef? Like, yeah, that's called ground beef. Last time I checked, you said it was ground beef. Like, yeah, okay. But beef don't come from the ground though. Do you see how they lie into your conscious? They manipulate it so you can eat it. Look, they gonna lie to your mind. You going technically you're lying to your own mind first. Just being real. They said it was ground beef. All right. And that's to make the mind to believe what that's eating. But it's tricking the mind the whole time. That's why I say be more in your subconscious versus your mind. They say ground beef. I'll be like, okay, ground beef, but ground beef don't come from the ground. So what we eating? Dead meat. Dead information. So you can get inflammation in your vessel. Real still. That's what it's called. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm just looking at for what people eating. And after that, just basically telling the truth of what they eating. Because a lot of people be lying to themselves. And they be looking at me like I'm crazy, but I'm looking at them doing it. Who's more crazy? The person that's telling you the truth, or the person that's over here lying to their conscience and believing that's fried chicken when that's a dead bird? Who's really crazy? Who's really crazy that they don't know what they're doing? No, they don't know what they're doing. They don't even know what they're doing. This shit is crazy. That's why I say the world is in reverse. It's like the people that is conscious, they like, oh yeah, they crazy, they mental patients. Like, no, they not. They just know things from a higher level. Okay, that's all it is. And just being honest, a lot of people, they don't. Hold on 1 second. They don't understand themselves. So when people don't understand themselves, they're not gonna understand other beings. They're just not. You know what I mean? Like when I say that to other people, they're looking at me like, man, I'm gonna still eat McDonald's. I'm like, oh, okay, no problem. You good. Can I tell you another story? Like, yeah, okay, let me ask you a question real quick. Do you know that food comes down to information? Like, yeah. They be like, no. I'd be like, oh, okay, it's all good. I'm gonna tell you something. So when food come down to information, right? You know the ingredients that's in there? Like, yeah. They lying to you. It's not ingredients, it's called information. That's the mind trick. If I can make you believe that it's ingredients, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, it's just ingredients. It's like, they're fucking lying. They're fucking lying, bro. They're fucking lying, sis. They're fucking lying. Okay? That is information. Now pay attention. Watch this. You got this thing called artificial intelligence, right? AI, right? I got you right here. If you look at the third dimensional boxes that come from supermarkets, right? All of them have ingredients, which is information that is within them, right? Okay, let me just ask you a question. Do you realize that you have a genetic code structure within you? And whenever you eat, that you should naturally feed your mind and your genetic codes at all times. That's why you're really eating. So when you eat things from a third dimensional box and you look at the ingredients in there, pay attention, and it say modified starches, GMOs, and artificial and coloring. All that is nothing but artificial intelligence for your mind. That's it. It's like right there in front of people. But when I say that in front of people, they be getting scared. I'll be like, but it's the truth. I ain't lying to you. Would you prefer to stay? Oh, my bad. Ignorance is bliss. My bad. In the third dimension. I forgot about that. More people rather be ignorant towards themselves. People be thinking like they be like, it's like if I told someone that and they like, oh, fuck you. I'm like, technically you saying fuck yourself. You're not saying fuck me. The illusion is that I'm in front of you and you think you saying it to me, but technically I'm a higher self just like you are, and you don't even realize your higher self is operating through that person, right, in order to get that information to your conscious. That's it. This shit be funny in the Matrix though. I be laughing. I don't take nothing personal. I really don't, because I always realize that when someone don't want the truth, they just in a time of destruction and basically killing themselves. That's it. Look. It's just like if I told someone like, look, I done did this in 2 different ways. I done told people, I done went up to my own family members, right? Went up to them, motherfucker like 300 pounds. This is my family I'm talking about. I'm not talking about people in the world. My family. Motherfucker like 300 pounds. And I tell the motherfucker like, listen, this was my negative side saying this. Okay, so it's 2 variations. I come to them like, yo, your shit is upside down. Like, you like 300 pounds. What the fuck is going on? And they look at me like, oh, motherfucker, don't talk about me. Like, stop. I'm not shaming you. I'm just saying to you that I see a higher version than what you present in yourself today. Right? And they still don't accept the message. I'll be like, all right, whatever. I come back a month later and I come in very nice. I'll be like, look, man, look, I care about you. You know what I'm talking about? You my family. I don't want to see you dead. And sometimes they take in the message, but then sometimes they be like, I ain't trying to hear that shit. And I'd be like, well, okay, if you're not trying to hear me, at least, voice my truth, because it's not an opinion, it's really more of a truth that 300 pounds is not going to work for you. That's actually death weight. That's not how your bone and your genetic structure is structured like that. It's just not accurate. So like when you're like communicating with people, there's no wrong way of saying your truth. Always look at yourself for what you could do for yourself though as well, and that's not being selfish at all. You know what I mean? A lot of people get that misconstrued. They be like, oh yeah, you only do for yourself, so you're selfish. I'd be like, oh no, it ain't that. I know it's just gonna take me to get me where I need to be at. That's just being honest. You know what I'm saying? So like I tell everybody, enjoy life. Don't be too hard on yourself. If you got to get 10 things done and you only got 8 done, that's still progress. You know what I'm saying? So live life to the fullest. You know what I'm saying? Don't pay attention to what everyone else is doing. Just pay attention to what yourself is doing. That's it. That's all I would tell people, honestly. And don't be so hard on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't be, because it's not going to be beneficial. It's just not. I used to be hard on myself, like, oh, I was supposed to really advance this year. Like, well, you ain't put in no damn work. See? And that's how I say, like, when you get more to your subconscious, you be like, yo, okay, I see what you're talking about. Like, you gotta correct yourself. You can't expect everybody else to correct you, because other people don't correct themselves either. So you gotta be the one that corrects your own self and look at yourself in the mirror and really say, like, yo, look, I gotta get this done. I want to become the most successful person that I can. I do, because me personally, I want to be the one that is like, how can I say, the first trillionaire in my family. If they got a higher word than a trillionaire in this realm, I definitely want to be that too. And it's not about me just having the money. That's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because how can I say this? If I can get that done, I'm not just doing it for myself. I'm doing it for the other ancestors that I'm bringing in this world. Just being honest. For real. And when I say bringing other ancestors in this world, like, people don't, how can I say, black people, our people, they don't realize what they're capable of. And they don't realize what they be doing. And I be watching what they be doing, but they still kind of like lost. So it's still like they got to fight for themselves. in order to gain access to themselves so they can realize what they're doing. But like, I noticed in the third dimensional world, it seemed like if a black man have a whole bunch of kids, the world look at it as a bad thing. And I'm like, that's what they're supposed to do. They are life. That's what they are. They're naturally life. They're naturally connected to the sun, and the sun is naturally life. So it's like when people talk about Nick Cannon, they're like, oh yeah, he got like 13, 14 kids. I don't know how many kids he got. But people don't realize that those are not kids. Those are not kids. That's what I be saying. Everybody be forgetting themselves. They be really forgetting. And I be looking at people, I be like, they doing something more, but they gotta realize it. Like, they just don't know what the fuck they doing. They think they really having kids. That's what other people do. Other people that just came to this world before conscious fell down in this world, it's like other people gotta realize, like, y'all doing something more than what y'all think y'all doing. Like, and then people look at me like, then what the fuck we doing? I'll be like, even if I tell you, you still not gonna get it. Look at yourself. And they be like, okay. I'll be like, let me ask you a question. If I was your ancestor, right, would you want to remember me forever? And most people be like, yeah, I want to remember you forever. I'll be like, okay, hold on. Do you know how to remember me forever? And they be like, yeah, having memories with you. I'd be like, no, that's not the only way. Your mind is only going to remember what happened in the third dimension. So what do you need to use in order to connect with me, in order to remember me? And they be like, I don't know, bro. And I'd be like, it's your soul, bro. Your soul got to connect with me, bro. Once your soul naturally connect with me, then you'll remember me forever. Because on a simple fact, the soul remembers everything that it went through. The soul is not going to take the third dimensional mind with it. It's not. It's just not. It's just not going to do it. But it will take the data and the memories from it and now transcend, you know what I mean, that data into wherever the soul does in the spiritual realm. But the only way you can remember me is through your soul. That's it. So would you prefer for my vessel to go out of commission because I'm not dying? I'm a soul. I don't die. So would you remember me for my vessel and the way I look, or would you just remember me for my soul? And most people, they just sit there and they just be like, damn, bro, what you said was deep. Like, I know. They make me want to cry. Because people got to remember who they are. Like, they just got to remember. They just got to remember. That's it. And I know what I be saying be real because my tears, they just naturally just come. Like, I be just knowing. Like, tears, they just tell you a lot. Like, they just really tell you a lot. But people got to remember themselves, though. They got to really remember themselves. Because if they don't remember themselves, then they don't remember what they're doing. They just don't. That's why I don't want people just to look at me from my physical vessel. Like, it's cool, don't get me wrong. My physical vessel is cool, but always remember me for my soul. That's it. If you remember me for my soul, then I'm remembered forever. That's it, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people, they don't realize that. They be stuck in the body too much. Not realizing, like, the body is cool, don't get me wrong. You can learn a lot of things from it, but you always want to be connected with your soul, because within our souls, we always connected together. And that's what I tell people all the time, like, but people, they getting it though. Don't get me wrong. They getting it. It's just, I guess it's just coming the way it's supposed to come. You know what I mean? But a lot of people, they got to realize that just with self, like, life is not hard. It's really easy, but they just got to remember their souls. That's it. Once they remember their souls, they pretty much gonna remember themselves. That's all. That's why I say life is simple. It's not hard. We just make it hard. We be too much in our minds. You know what I'm saying? We be way too much in our minds. Like, and even when, like, how can I say this in simple terms? Even when you're so far in your mind, like, it deprogram you from how you should actually supposed to look at the world. Some people, like, when I talk and I shed tears, if they looking at me from a third dimensional perspective, they'll be like, I don't know, this guy is, I don't know. But if a soul is naturally looking at me for who I am, then they realize like, nah, that's the way truth tellers operate, bro. That's just sometimes they shed a tear because they know the feeling of what they saying is so real. It's just so real. We're not just physical vessels. Think about it, if we're just physical vessels, then that means that we experience death and we never come back again. Think about it. You gotta think. A lot of people gotta look at themselves and think like, yo, why did we fall down unconscious? Like, why did all this shit happen? You just gotta look at yourself and what you're doing to yourself, and you'll pretty much get all the answers. That's it. I feel like the world is going to a great place though. That's it. That's all I can really say. Just being honest. But people just gotta realize themselves though. Once they realize themselves, then they get access to a whole bunch of knowledge within them, and it's free of charge. It's not something you can find in a book. The truth will never be inside of a book, but the truth will always be within you though. It'll always be within you. And like I had said before, like when you start getting that access to who you are, then you start realizing like, you know, your ancestors are located within you. You know what I'm saying? Like they are with you. Like they're watching the whole experience of what you're going through. And like to me, whenever I'm doing something, I know my ancestors always watching over me. And a lot of people, even lost people, they don't even realize that their ancestors watching over them. But in my present life of who I am now, I like to make them proud. I like to make them smile. I like to make sure, keep that reassurance of, you know, I'm living this life in order to help bring them here. And it's all like I had said again. Like when you really tap in with yourself, you'll be like, yeah, bro, you right. You not having kids. Like, nah, I know I'm not. And a lot of people look at me confused when I say that. They be like, so you don't want kids? I be like, nah, I don't want kids. They be like, what? I be like, nah, I just want to have access to bring my ancestors back. And they look at me like, what? And I be like, oh man. When you scratch the surface and figure out what you're doing, you'll be like, damn, bro. Everything he's saying is true. Like, it ain't about me. It's not about me saying it. It's just about you knowing and really just backtracking and looking at yourself. They communicate with you every day, all day. Every day. It's not like some people look at it like it's a direct voice, but it's even within you speaking. You can hear different ancestors within you. You just know. You know what I mean? They're not there to hurt you in any type of way. They just there to, like, you know, help you in this third dimensional world, you know, giving you information. You know what I mean? Just cause they even like, some people don't even realize this. Their ancestors, they so naturally connected with us that a lot of y'all, when y'all be dreaming and stuff, y'all be like, oh yeah, I was having a dream and it was other people in there, just this, that, and the third. And I'd be like, yeah, let me ask you a question. Did you talk to any of those people? And they'd be like, nah, I don't really remember. I'd be like, yeah, 9 times out of 10, that dream that you had, 9 times out of 10, your ancestors probably in that dream too. And they'd be like, what? I'd be like, yeah, you just gotta realize what you are and what you're capable of doing. That's it. Once you just realize that, like, I'm not gonna lie, I had a dream that I was playing basketball, and the dreams felt so organic and like with love. Like, I was on a basketball, I was on a basketball court, and I felt like I was playing basketball with my ancestors, but like, how can I say? I wasn't probably like completely aware, but I was like slightly aware, like, hold on, I'm playing basketball with these dudes. This is fun. And then out of nowhere, one of them just came up to me and it just gave me this hug. Like it was like a hug, like they they miss me, like they haven't seen me in a long time. And I feel like with myself, it was reassuring with myself, like your ancestors here with you. You know what I'm saying? They always been around you. And I was like, when I gave them that hug back, it just felt like a whole bunch of love. Like I can only say love, but it just felt really good and powerful. That's all I can really say with my dreams, you know what I mean? And then when I had woke up, I had went to go hug my brother, and I was like, maybe he not my brother. Maybe he's something higher than my brother. And my brother was looking at me. He was like, what you talking about, bro? I was like, well, look at the word brother. It say B-O-T-H-E-R. Remove the B, and it say other. And I was looking at him, and I was like, bro, maybe you something more than just my brother. And he was like, what? He was like, what you mean? I was like, you know, in this third dimensional world, they tell me that you my brother. But I was like, I believe that you something higher, because you always been around me. Like, he my younger brother, but he always be around me. Like, I'm not gonna lie, my younger brother, he inspired me just as much as I inspire him. It's like the same energy. And I was just talking to him, I was just like, I feel like you're not just my brother. You could be a other, and a other means to me like an ancestor to me. And he was like, it's like he just reconfirmed it, and he was like, nah, you right, bro. I feel like when you step out of the box, out of the third dimensional world, you realize, like, bro, you telling me like your ancestors right there in front of you. I'm not saying all of them are. I'm not saying all of them, but it's because some of them you are bringing back. You just got to realize it. But like, I'm about to walk this way. She look mad at herself. Oh my goodness, people got to smile more. I don't know what's wrong with them. But anyways, like what I was saying before was basically like when I woke up, it was just like, it's like when I was having that dream, it felt like I was like, you know, hugging one of my ancestors who was playing basketball and stuff. And then after that, got up. Well, I had woke up, you know, here. You know what I mean? When I woke up, the first thing I did was I went to go hug my brother. And I was thinking in my head, I was like, what happened if that was him in the dream with me? You know what I mean? Like, that's how I felt, because that's the first thing I did. It's like, as soon as I hugged that ancestor in my dream, I got right on up, and I was like, I went up to my brother and just started hugging him or whatever the case may be. But when I had told him, I was like, yeah, I feel like you an ancestor to me, bro. And he was like, yeah, no, that's what I am. I was like, damn. He was just like, you got to be the one to confirm it, though. That's all it come down to. Your ancestors be standing right there in front of you. All of them not here, but some of them are. All of them not here, but some of them definitely are. And then the ones that don't have physical vessels, they are technically within you the whole time. You just got to realize it. That's it. And that's why I said we spiritual beings. We're not physical beings. Like, we're not really physical. We look at things from a spiritual standpoint. That's it. The spiritual realm, don't get me wrong, you can have, I mean, in a physical realm, you can have fun in here. Don't get me wrong, but it's nothing, how can I say, it's not, the physical realm can't show you all the truth. It just take you to know the truth. That's within you. That's it. And it come down to you communicating with your subconscious, your soul. That's it. For real, those are capabilities that you have within yourself. And a lot of people, they got to get back to it. That's it, for real. So, you know what I mean? I know that conversation was deep, but as you start looking at yourself, you'll start realizing what I'm talking about more. You'll be like, damn, everything what bro said was real. Like, yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. Shit. You think I'm gonna shed some tears for free? Hell no. Them tears must be really real. They gotta be. Come on, man. Guy ain't got a bowl of onions underneath his damn eyes. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I know, like, for myself, when I say something really powerful and I really believe in it, like, tears just naturally flow out. I'll be like, yeah, this is confirmation. This is not me just crying just to cry. And I'm not even crying. It's just, I don't know how to describe it. I feel like we gotta get out of that English text of how we look at things, because I feel as though like my tears are information as well. You know what I mean? Being collected by, you know, my spiritual ancestors or whatever kissing me. Some people say spiritual angels. But I feel as though all that data, because tears, I feel like tears are data. Like they're an emotion that can't be described in like the physical world. But I feel like in the spiritual realm, it can be described with what it is, just being honest. So, but when I found out like that's what it is, it just made me like more happier. Like it made me look at myself like, damn, I ain't come here just for me, because I was being selfish at first. I was just like, you know, in my past life, I'm gonna be honest with you, I used to tell people, fuck them. I used to be very antisocial, because the reason why is because like I had to take responsibility of myself. But as a kid, I went through a lot of shit. Like when people look at me now, they be like, bro, it don't look like you got a scratch on you. I'd be like, yeah, that's the way I make it look though. You know what I mean? I don't let the experience tear me the fuck down. I just tear the fucking experience down. And they're like, okay, I see what you're saying. Like, you see what I'm saying? I don't look like it's a scratch on me. But, you know what I mean? Just because I don't have physical scratches on my vessel, it doesn't mean that I didn't have physical scratches on my mind. Those are the invisible marks that you can't see. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm not gonna lie, in my past life, I used to be very antisocial with people. I used to not talk to people. I used to look at people like they were fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? But in the process of me doing that, I was like, how did I become like that? Because when I was a kid, I was way more sociable. What happened? So basically what happened to me in my experience was, you know what I mean? That's why I tell people, talk about your experiences, because you a movie star, you don't realize it, but other people always gonna listen to everybody's story. But my story was basically like, I was a kid, and when I was a kid at that point in time, like I just looked at life like a big ass ball of energy. Like, you know what I mean? Very active, you know what I mean? Running around, playing, didn't care, just doing whatever I wanted to do. But then, you know what I mean? At one point in time, my past mother, and the reason why I say she my past mother is because some people from the past can't come to the present and then lead into the future with you. But that's another story for later, you know what I mean? But my past mother, she did something that I would recommend that no woman do to their child at all. You know what I mean? And what she did was basically, they got this system where they got this system set up for kids. What basically how can I say this in simple terms? How can I say this? Like, they got this system, and this system, who funds this system is technically the federal government along with taxpayers' dollars. And they got this system that's set up where your child will go to an institution, which people call it a school, but it's institute in their minds. And what happens is, when a kid is going through that experience, if the kid is very active and very joyful, this third dimensional world will label it as, oh, they got ADHD. Like, no, they're just happy. Like, they're a fucking kid. They're supposed to be active. They're supposed to be running around with a whole bunch of energy in them. What do you mean? They just came to this world. Like, no, they're supposed to be moving fast. That's what they're supposed to be doing. But in this world, they'll label it as ADHD. And then after that, they'll give you this pill. It's this pill called Ritalin. And Ritalin, like, how can I say? Ritalin is like it's a pill, but how can I say this? Ritalin is a pill, but what the pill is doing to your mind is destroying your neurodevelopment. How say it again? It's destroying your neurodevelopment cells. Your neurodevelopment cells have everything to do with your conscious and how you remember things and how you process things. You know what I'm saying? It's very important. When I say your neurodevelopment as a kid, when I say it's so important because if you take the pill called Ritalin or whatever the case may be, it actually suppresses your neurodevelopment, which means that you'll start processing data a little bit slower than others. But you got to think about it. the setup that they put them kids with was saying that they got ADHD, right? That means that they must be active, okay? So what are you giving them to program them to not be active? That is a drug. That is definitely a drug. Come on now. I done been through the experience myself. Like, it used to, how can I say, that Ritalin stuff, it's not like, you know how you could take something and the side effects will go away, you know, as you start living life more? No. It don't go away. The side effects don't go away. They just don't. And what I mean by go away, as in saying, like, for myself, after they gave me that pill, or whatever the case may be, and you gotta think about it, pill, P-I-L-L, if you take the P off, it give you ill. That's it. So it's not something natural for the body. So like, when they gave me that, it basically suppressed my neural network that's in my mind, where basically I process things at a slower rate. And then once they did that, then they threw me in special ed. Shit is crazy. That's why I say this world is crazy. Even on kids, this world is crazy as fuck. And all this is backed by tax people's dollars and the government. That's it. In order to suppress children's mind at a young age, to how can I say, distort the mind from the subconscious. That's it. Now, for me, how I got out of that is I would basically, as I got older, I started doing, you know, natural remedies, like taking in mushrooms, you know, natural things that heal my genetic structure, that can heal my mind. Also like psychedelics as well. Psychedelics is like, some people, when I say psychedelics, they like, oh no, bro, like, no, stop. Don't go based on what you're being told. Go based on someone going through the experience. Just being honest. And if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But for myself, when I naturally took in mushrooms and psychedelics, because I even did research up on it before I did it, I was like, let me see what this is. And it was like, it's going to help you, bro. Like, it's not going to hurt you. It's actually good for you. I'm like, all right, did some research up on it, started doing it. And then after that, I started doing my psychedelics, and I was like, yo, my mind is advancing. And they was like, see, like my brother, that's why I say my younger brother, he really helped me. Like, he really, cause it's like, one day he sat me down and was just like, look, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, you gonna crash. I'm like, I ain't gonna crash, bro. He like, listen, you gonna crash, bro. You gonna fucking fatally crash at that. I'm like, okay, all right, bro, what am I doing wrong? He said, you living life upside down, bro. You trying to cheat yourself in order to live life. And I was like, what you mean? He was like, you see that I don't have to work a job in order to receive money. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I ain't gonna lie. He was like, I'm not talking down upon you, bro. I'm just not. He was just like, more of like, I just see better for you, bro. That's all. And I want you to have your own experience. You know what I mean? Because that's an ancestor that's sitting right there next to me. That's not my brother. That's an ancestor. So if I'm remembering myself, he remembering himself, he know what I am. He know like, nah, this ain't this. Like, bro, you ain't supposed to be doing this. What you doing over here? I'm like, oh, I'm over here doing the job thing. He like, bro, that shit not gonna get you nowhere, bro. You gotta make your own company, bro. I'm like, for real? He like, yeah, bro, I'll help you in everything. You know what I'm talking about? But you just gotta get yourself together. So I'm just like, all right, cool. From there, once I did that, my mind started advancing. And then I started really looking at myself and just realizing like, I am something more than what this world told me to be. And he was like, listen, bro, you ain't gotta fucking listen to these people out here. Fuck them. You do what you want to do. And I'm like, you know what? Let me do what I want to do. He like, yeah, bro, do what the fuck you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me go back to the part. Let me go back to the part real quick. Let me go back to the part. He was like, when I mean living life, if that is you making music or art or movies, you know, streaming, he was like, that's the life that I see you in, pretty much. He was like, I see that you're a creator. You're not what this world wants you to be. So I was just like, He was like, you're a co-creator. You know what I mean? Like, this is not the work. The life that you live in is a third dimensional level. He said, but if you step out of that and start looking at yourself and what you naturally can create for yourself and for others, then you will realize that you don't have to live the world in the third dimension. And I'm not saying that you can't use your job in order to get yourself to a higher place. But I always say to people all the time, I'll be like, do y'all know what Kanye West had did? And they be like, yeah. I'd be like, what he did? They be like, oh yeah, he had left the company and then he came right on back. I said, y'all looking at it the wrong way. Y'all looking at it the wrong way. Y'all don't see it? It's right there in front of y'all. They're like, what you mean? Look. Kanye West, right, is in a partnership with who? Adidas. Okay. Adidas would be what? What would Adidas be? Adidas would technically be the slave plantation. Just being honest, okay? Look. So, when Kanye West was speaking up for his own people and saying, no, our people are the Jews. These people over here are Jewish. They're not the originals. No, they're technically the imposters. Just being honest. Look, at first, everyone wanted to tear off his head. But hold on. Hold on. Watch this. Everyone wanted to tear off his head, including certain black people as well. And I'm looking at the world, I'm like, they don't realize that Kanye West is speaking up for their identity. He like, nah, bro, they don't even realize it. I'm like, hold on, bro. Come on now. This shit getting funny now. Come on now. They don't realize what they is. They don't realize it. I'm like, hold on. But black people say all the time, they dropping gems. They dropping Jews. They dropping gems. They dropping Jews. If they dropping gems and they dropping Jews, it sounds like y'all motherfuckers must be the original Jews then. But people, they don't be looking at it. And black people be saying so many different things about themselves and don't even realize, like, the identity, you know, like the identities, they be saying it right there in front of their face. And they still don't even realize that shit. And I just be sitting there just shaking my head like, they'll get it someday though. They'll be all right. Everybody usually get it. Let them go through their experience. Once they go through their experience, they'll realize, like, damn, that ancestor was right. Everything is right there in front of y'all face. Y'all just gotta remember who y'all are. Y'all just came here to remember. That's it. Just remembering what y'all had did. Shit. And if you're remembering, it must means that you must done it one time before. And that's why I say we don't experience death, because we are solar beings. We're not the body. We're just experiencing life through the body. But the soul is the one that's experiencing life. The body is not really experiencing life. It's just more of a, how can I say? It's more of a shield for the soul. Pretty much. That's it. You know what I mean? Just in this third dimensional world, so we can look at things from, you know, like, not just from a third dimensional way. Like, I'm in front of this tree, right? A lot of people say that's just the trees. I'll be like, for real, that's just the trees? They be like, yeah. I'd be like, well, shit. It look like me. It's a data information processor. They're like, what you mean, bro? I'm like, look, bro, look. Remember the ancestor called Morpheus in the Matrix? Like, yeah, remember the movie called The Matrix? The ancestor right there. Morpheus, come on now. I know you've seen him before. Like, yeah. Remember what he said to Neo when he was beating down Neo? He was beating his ass. What he said? He said, oh, you think you breathing in air? Right. The moment he said that, y'all was supposed to do research and figure it out what it was. Like, so what we breathing? Information. That's the information processor right there. It processes all the information that naturally comes from within the atmosphere along with your rain, right? And now it give you information back to what? Your nose. But technically that's your pyramid. That's why I be looking at the world like, it's so much advanced things in this world, but people just got to realize it though. People don't even realize that their nose is technically their first pyramid. They don't even realize it. They're just like, oh no, it's just a nose. Like, no, that's the pyramid. Your nose is the pyramid. It's right there in front of your face. It's just like looking at, when you look at the YouTube logo, right? A lot of people, they be like, oh, this is just YouTube. It's just a play button in front of my face. I'd be like, for real? They'd be like, yeah. I'd be like, shit, if that's what you want to look at, If that's a play button, like, yeah, shit. Last time I checked, if you look in the right hand corner of it, it's a flying pyramid. They don't see that? Like, oh shit, it's right there. I ain't gotta lie to you, shit. You just gotta open up your vision. That's it. I be seeing a lot of beautiful things in this world, but a lot of people just like, they just trees. I'm like, nah, they ain't trees, they something more. And as you get more deeper within yourself, then you start to realize, like, hold on. If they giving us information, come on. Is they not communicating to us? You damn right they communicating to you. Why you think I'm standing underneath this damn tree and talking? You know what I'm saying? You don't think the tree like that? The tree like, hold on, get closer. You know what I'm saying? The tree like that. It's like, yo, hold on. You just told them the truth of what I am. You damn right. They got to know. This is a data information processor. Grab all data from the third dimensional world. And now it goes through the vessel, process the information, and now give us information to our conscious. So when we walk outside, we know how to operate. That's it. That's it. Just being honest. You know what I mean? The air quality that's within the house versus the outside is two different areas. And it also depends on if you have other plants, you know what I mean, information processors as well, that are inside of your household. That's another thing I'm getting big on, putting plants inside of the house. Like, I need nature inside of the house too. I can't, because it's like, when you, how can I say, when you naturally breathe, you could feel like this flow, right? And people say air, but it's natural flow of information that's coming and getting to the conscious. So let's just say you playing basketball and you not, you know, intaking the information from your pyramid to the mind, or if you just breathing like, that's not breathing. You got to breathe from the pyramid, right? And then now process the, look, I'm trying to tell you, this right here, right? Now process the information up here and now out the mouth. That's it. I'm trying to tell you. I'm telling you, more and more you gain access to yourself, you're going to be like, yo, everything he said was real. I told you, I ain't got to lie to you. You think I'm a lie? What I got to lie for? I used to live in a world called lies. It's the third dimensional world. So what I had to be alive for? When I was being alive to myself, just being honest. But yeah, like, I feel like the world is going to a better place. Everybody just got to look at it for what it is. That's it. Like, I'm happy, so if I'm happy, I'm looking at the world like the world should be happy as well. But people got to find that happiness that's within them. Technically, that's all they got to do. You know what I mean? But it's beautiful. I ain't gonna lie. Life is beautiful. It's not about ups and downs. It's about what did you make out of those ups and downs? Did you let, you know, like, a lot of us, we come from, you know, the hood, the ghetto. But I tell people all the time, like, you know why they put you in there? They be like, why? Oh, they just basically put you in that little world right there to manipulate your conscious to make you think that's what you are. But that's not what you is. You something higher than that. And people, they be like, what? I be like, I'm trying to tell you the truth. It's manipulation to the mind. If you born in the hood, what you gonna do? You gonna act like the hood? You gonna carry the hood with you? Okay. You can do that. Don't get me wrong. You can do that. But at the same time, if you come out of that mind state and realize that fourth dimension that's within you, you'll come to realize, you'll be like, yeah, this is it's a manipulation tactic. That's it. They keep you in there. That's it. You know what I mean? So that's why I tell everybody, like, you know, live your life the way you truly want to live it. Don't live your life based on someone else's opinions. Don't live your life based on someone else, how they look at you. Nah, live your life of how you look at yourself. That's it. You see what I'm saying? Very simple. You know what I mean? Be patient with yourself. Another thing I would say is that don't live life in an instant way. I'm about to go for another walk. Don't live life in an instant way, because we are programmed in this world to receive everything instant. Like, our food instant, what we want in the phone be instant. But as you come out of that instant way of living, you start to value the process, how things come. like me personally, like I'm just be honest. Me personally, I used to smoke a whole lot. Like, I mean, so much that other people used to look at me like, bro, how you just smoke an ounce in like 3 days? An ounce in 3 days? Smoke a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? Now listen, I'm not gonna be one of those individuals that tell you like smoking is bad. Nah, I'm not saying that. Let me show you what's going on though. So when you smoking weed, right? You know how when we was kids, when we first started smoking weed, right? And we first got that high, it felt so good, right? Well, the reason why it felt so good is because your brain receptors was already, set for that moment, or whatever the case may be. So what happens is when you like repeatedly smoke every day, all day, your brain receptors, in order to feel that high, is not resetted. So what happens is you will get high, don't get me wrong, but not as high as you really truly want to be. So that's why I'm not gonna lie, I stepped away from smoking for a little bit. So now when I smoke now, I can't even smoke a whole blunt. I'll be like, this shit too damn strong. Put this shit down. God damn. People be looking at me like, bro, hold on. You used to smoke. I know. But I resetted my brain receptors, so I could smoke the whole blunt, but I'll be so high, I'll be like, God damn, I'm about to go to sleep. And I don't like feeling like that. Like I like to enjoy my high, play video games or just do some spiritual work with myself, or whatever the case would be, meditate, stuff like that. But now I ain't gonna lie, when I smoke now, it feels so good. I'd be like, damn, this shit feel 10 times better than what it felt last time. And that's just the process of being disciplined with self. Don't get me wrong, you can buy a whole ounce, but the way you so naturally supposed to smoke it, that ounce supposed to last for about like at least like a month and a half, at least. You can't make it last a month and a half. Like, no, you smoking too damn much. Like, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm one of those people that when I start oh, thank you, appreciate you, bro. I was one of those people that do this though. I ain't gonna lie, I used to do this all the time. I used to get up and be like, all right, I'm gonna take care of this. And I'll smoke in the morning, like, yeah, I got a blaze, man. And be like, what you doing? Like, I'm blazing down, like, all right, you can blaze. I guarantee you ain't gonna get none of that shit done. And I'd be sitting there on the bed, just sitting there like, the whole day just went by. You ain't even do jack shit. Get your ass up. And I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna do it next existence. Like, you keep saying that shit, but you're not doing it. I'm like, all right, look, I'm gonna put the blunt down. So basically what I do now is I looked at myself and I was like, hold on, let me see. All right, cool. Okay, I be smoking in the morning time. This be stopping me from doing what I'm doing. Like, yeah, I'm gonna smoke at night. Because the mind, how can I say? The mind early in the morning, if you really pay attention to yourself, if you do, I'm gonna say 3 things, right? Even if you do 2 of them, you still gonna get by. But if you do, how can I say this? When you wake up in the morning, if you do, if you do these, you could do these 3 things and it's gonna help you. But if you at least do 2 of them, you still gonna be straight. So I tell people all the time, like, listen, when you wake up in the morning, don't eat nothing heavy. Don't eat no potatoes, no eggs, don't eat that shit. That's too heavy. Because what happens is this. Let's say you go eat some morning food, but it's a heavy meal. It could be some grits, eggs, potatoes, turkey. You can eat that. But listen, in the process of you eating that, right? When that information gets transferred to your stomach, realize that your stomach is using energy to break that down just as much as you up walking around. So your energy is being worked in 2 different ways when you want your energy just to work one way for you. So like I tell people all the time, when you wake up, get you some water, plenty of water, okay? Get you a whole bunch of fruits. That's it, okay? 3rd thing, go out there and get you some sunlight. I guarantee you. And drink you a little bit of coffee, you be like, yo, I feel like I told you. Don't put no heavy food in you. That's it. You know what I mean? Me now, I eat, I don't know, my soul got me different. Like, I only eat like two meals a day. That's it, pretty much. I don't need 3 meals. And I'm not skinny or nothing. I go lift weights and everything. I'm not a small guy. But you know, like like I said, when you pop in the morning, just eat something light. Meditate with yourself. Evaluate yourself. And then program yourself, you know what I mean, to basically say, you know what? Let me do these things and this will get me by over here. That's pretty much. You know what I mean? I know Kimbo Gotti, I know this is a long conversation, bro. Been in here for about close to 2 hours, you know what I'm talking about? But I appreciate you, you know what I mean, for coming by the broadcasting, listening. Obviously, you must be another solar being just like me that's like, damn, that's your soul listening, bro. For real. It's more than just your ears. That's your soul listening. If you can stay in here for close to 2 hours, that's some soul hearing. For real, that's some soul healing. That's not just hearing with your vessel. That's your soul saying like, yo, bro, I'm trying to tell you, bro, yeah, he know. Like, you see what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Even take that as a compliment towards yourself. And I want to always let you know, like, just because I give you high vibrational knowledge about yourself, right? Don't look at me like, because I tell people this all the time. I bet, listen, I'm just coming here, I'm a messenger, all right? I just know what things are, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. But listen, don't look at me like I'm greater than you. Just look at yourself as, no, that's another ancestor that just knows shit, and he just telling you, because he wants you to be better than yourself. And always praise yourself. You know what I'm talking about? Send honor to don't get me wrong, send honor towards your ancestors, don't get me wrong, but always praise yourself. Because I would tell you just like this, like somebody would tell me like, yo, the ancestor, General White God, he had helped me. I'd be like, nah, bro, I ain't help you. You'd be like, what? Yes, you did help me. I'd be like, nah, bro, I ain't help you. You'd be like, what you mean? You was right there. I'd be like, listen, bro. Listen. All I did as the messenger is transfer the data that's within me now to your conscious. And who did you help? Yourself. There you go. You know what I mean? Praise yourself, but send honor towards your ancestors. And honor towards us as simply as, it could be anything. It could be anything. It could be, I thank you. You know what I mean? It could be anything or whatever. The way how you express thanks, it could be anything. But we will always tell you, like, you know, send honor towards your ancestors, but always praise yourself though. You the one that got it done. Not me. You got that shit done. And only a real one gonna tell you that. Because other motherfuckers in this world, like pastors and shit, they be wanting praise like they really, like, they be wanting praise like, how can I say? Like some God in the Bible. And I'd be like, hell no. You praise yourself, but others gonna send honor towards you. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's how the world works. So, you know what I mean? That's why I tell people all the time. I'm like, I'm just giving you the message. You be like, damn, bro, I thought like, nah, you helping yourself, bro. I'm just watching what you're doing. And I feel like having that discipline, even though I may know things from a higher conscious level, I still have a discipline with myself where I'm like, nah, I don't want people to look at me like I'm their God and Savior. They their own damn gods and Savior. Shit. No, stop. Don't look at me like I'm Jesus. Stop, please. Do not look at me like that. Don't. Because I feel as though as a co-creator, you're not setting yourself as the creator. Thank you. And that's what happens in religion. Real shit. Like, you really look at religion, praise God. I'd be like, hold on, stop. Where is God at? Oh, it's on the outside of you. I'm like, yeah, this shit not real. This real? Like, yeah, this religion. No, this fake. This ain't real. How this is real? Okay, hold on. Let's see if this guy real. Jesus? This guy didn't even fucking answer back. But if I speak to my ancestors, they gonna speak back, right? So who really real in here? Is it me? Or is it this motherfucker in the corner? This motherfucker ain't real to me. Hell no. His vessel can't even receive light codes, so how is he real? His vessel can't receive sunlight. It can't. So, you know, shit. That guy ain't got nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? That guy ain't got nothing to do with me. Whoever want to play with that guy is who they want to play with. I could tell everybody, like, that ain't got nothing to do with us. You know what I'm saying? What you doing, buddy? You chilling? Over there chilling. Now, anyways, like I said again, send honor towards your ancestors, but always praise yourself. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, I got to get up out of here. I appreciate you, Kimbo, Gotti, for staying in here, listening, whatever the case may be. You can always tap in around, like, let's say, you know, the earliest that I come in is around 10 a.m. in the morning. And then I come back again around, like, 5. And then I come back again probably around, like, 9. So that give you a time frame whenever you want to catch me live. And then, you know what I mean, also as well, share, tell others about me or whatever the case may be, so we can get this information out towards the people. Because a lot of people, they want this information. They really want to be like, so this is real. Like, yeah, this is real about yourself, though. You know what I'm saying? Everything else on the outside is pretty much, it's just experience. It's not really real unless you want to believe that it's real. That's your own belief system. That's what you want to do. But, like, you know what I mean? Another thing is, before I came on YouTube, I used to be, well, not used to be, I'm still big on TikTok. But I noticed that TikTok is going through a situation with themselves where they're basically doing identity suppression. And what I mean by that, we'll do a live about that again too. What I mean by identity suppression is by saying, if a third dimensional character live life on the outside of it. So a third dimensional character doesn't realize that ever since from birth, the identity of them, along with the belief system, come from the third dimensional world, which is the world of technically lies. That identity that they get from them comes from the government if they really just do, you know, some type of research. And it's all a game to get you away from yourself. And so with YouTube, if I don't act, just being honest, and not putting groups of people down, but it's just the way they characterize me. They look at me and they be like, okay, you're black and you're probably Hispanic. And I'd be like, okay, that's the label you're gonna put on me? Like, yeah. And what happens is when I give off certain information on lives, they like to take the live down, they like to cancel it. And I'd be like, why they doing this? Because they know what you're saying is the truth. They don't cancel lives, bro. Listen, look, pay attention, bro, look. If I go make a rap song right now called, yeah, spin niggas block every day and shoot them up, they gonna give me 100 million views. Ain't they not? They gonna give me 100 million. But if I go say, no, listen, y'all, you know, put your hands up and then, you know, handle it that way, right? Put your hands up and handle it that way, or whatever the case may be. Then they gonna look at me like, nah, you trying to help save your own people. Nah, it's not just that. I just want them to look at themselves and say, like, y'all ancestors towards each other, and y'all shouldn't be shooting down other ancestors. We done been through too fucking much in order to be saying, yeah, we playing Call of Duty on each other. Hell no, we ain't playing Call of Duty on each other. Okay? No, put your hands up. All right, you got your ass whooped? Yeah, you can get your ass, you can get up, right, and fight back and get your win. But if you get your ass whooped, it's probably a reason why you got your ass whooped. Shit. Everybody don't win every fight. That's just real shit. Everyone don't win every fight. That's just real shit. I used to be a kid. I used to fight. I used to win some, lose some. But I realized every day I could keep fucking fighting. So with that being said, that's all that really damn matters. So it's not, and it's not about us destroying each other. Like, we gotta really get out of that mindset. This world too damn big for us to be doing that shit. Like, it's too much to do, and it's too much soul searching that we had to do in order for us to be like, you know, the ancestors help us get here as well. So it's like, it's a disappointment when we out here shooting each other. They would tell you, honestly, they would tell you, like, I would prefer y'all to argue or put your hands up. That's the way we deal with shit. That's it. But shoot each other, it's like, what's the point of shooting each other? Why we gotta do this? What? Now, you know, if that's just a situation and it's like that, I would tell you, protect yourself. I wouldn't tell you to be a fool and say, no, protect yourself. If they're coming in like that and they're trying to hurt you, protect yourself. I would never tell you like, oh, no, never, no. If they're taking it like that, right? And you say, this being real, you like, nah, listen, I'd rather fight you in the streets, head up. Okay. And they like, nah, let's go get the guns. Protect yourself. They summons it first, it's not you. I come from a red state, so I believe in protecting myself at all given times. I don't care. Protect yourself, okay? But I always encourage our people to always look at each other like, y'all don't realize it. Y'all ain't black. Y'all motherfuckers ancestors right there in front of y'all face. Like, what? Yeah. And your ancestors watching both of y'all. They just want to see what y'all gonna do. Y'all gonna take each other out the game? Or is y'all gonna handle it with words, right? Or you can handle it with your fist. That's the way we look at it as. We don't look at it as shooting each other though. Shooting? Like, oh, no, come on, man. We ain't trying to do all that. But if it go that way, it go that way. I gotta protect me. That's what I gotta do. Hey, but you know what I mean? I feel like with a lot of us though, we rising. We rising. I'm not gonna lie, cause when I walk out here, you know, like currently I'm in New York right now, so I'm not even home. Home would be Florida for me, just being honest. That's my birthplace. But I'm in New York and I could say wintertime, they ain't got no more wintertime. I could tell you that. They wintertime done got short. They used to have harsh winters here. Ever since that climate change, and we're gonna talk about that too. I ain't gonna go into it too much, but ever since the climate change, shit. All these blue states, they feeling that energy. I'm telling you, people that operate with the moon, they feeling that energy. They like, oh my God, what the fuck is going? What? Oh, it's just the sun shining, baby. Damn. It's just the sun shining. Ain't nothing but solar beings all over this damn ram. What y'all expect? Oh, they expected that the sun was gonna burn out. That's what they told us when we was kids. Like, yeah, that shit ain't gonna burn out. That shit getting hotter. The planet is getting hotter along with the damn sun. And if your ass is not aligned with that energy, your ass will fall out. Your ass will be on the ground just like everybody else was on the ground last summer. I'm trying to tell you, go watch the video clips right after this live. Go watch Europe. Just put in Europe in how can I say this in simple terms? Put in Europe. Oh, put in this. The death toll of Europe. And it's gonna show you so many, like, I'm trying to tell people. That's what I be trying to tell people. I'll be like, yo, listen, Revelation's playing right now. I'm like, no, it's not. Like, yes, it is. You don't see them getting burnt up? Look, y'all always want to shoot every damn thing. There's solar energy right up there. Right there. You know what I'm saying? Knocking shit down. That's how I be telling. I also tell people, I'll be like, don't bother with us. We the last ones y'all want to bother with. Like, what you mean? Like, okay. You play with it? Go ahead. You can play with it. Go ahead. Third dimensional characters be like, yeah, I'm the hottest shit. I can do whatever I want. Like, okay, go ahead. Try this person that know themselves. Go ahead, try. They be like, they ain't gonna do shit. I'd be like, okay. A couple of days later, they like, yo, my whole life fucked up. I'd be like, yeah. Shouldn't have been playing. Stop fucking playing around. Leave people the fuck alone. Okay? Stop being on that demonic ass energy. Just stop. The fucking moon is dying out, okay? It is. She's definitely dying, okay? that demonic ass energy that comes from the moon, and I'm gonna do a live about that too. A lot of people don't realize, like, just pay attention. When you look at the sun, and the sun shines down on the world, right? Look. When the moon was out for the winter, you see all these trees? You see how they got the leaves on them? They growing in. You see the trees over there? They look like they pink, right? You see over there? Hopefully you can see it, bro. But way all over there, that shit wasn't there in the wintertime. And the moon operates with the winter. Real spill. So, nobody don't realize that this motherfucker is a fucking, how can I say? I feel like the moon and the sun is our conscious. And people can link themselves into that conscious depending on how they vibrate. So, you gotta think. The people that like winter, white folks, they operate with that shit. They like, hell yeah, we love the moon. But people like us, we like, hell nah, I don't fuck with that shit. No. That shit distort minds. It distort the earth. It distort the information that's on the ground. It distort the trees, the information in the trees, and it bring in a whole bunch of death. And they be like, oh no, it's just cold. I'd be like, no, this is death. You're killing the planet. Look, I'm a Floridian, so I know how this shit go. Like, listen, and when you go to Florida, there's no such thing called winter. We don't experience that shit. We be like, what's winter? Oh, you're like, oh, that's like a New Yorker coming to us that's like a New Yorker coming from New York coming to Florida, like, yeah, we got this shit called snow. Them looking at the motherfucker like, what? What the fuck is that? We don't know what that is. Because we don't experience that shit. You're never gonna find snow in Florida. Like, you're not gonna find that shit. That shit happened, I think, one time, and that energy that's there, they like, we not having that. We not having winter come here. Hell no. And I'm talking about, when I say winter, like, some of y'all be like, no, but Florida get cold around that time. Not as cold as New York used to be. New York used to have these blizzards. They don't have them no more though. They whole little grid done got switched up. For real. It done got switched up. I feel like the vibe of Florida should come to New York so these people can realize, like, yo, let's just chill, you know what I mean? Smoke some weed, play some basketball, and reunite. That's it, pretty much. You know what I mean? They still trying to do the little, as I said, they can't stop nothing that's going on. They still be trying to do the little chemtrail thing or whatever the case may be. But, hey, for what's coming with our technology, that's the sun. Shit. Shit. That's why I tell people, hey, y'all better spend as much time as y'all can, because that sun is about to power up. That just like in the video game Level Up, yeah, it's about to do that again. Okay? And this is why you see, how can I say this? This is why you see, a lot of people don't realize, it's even a war in the, how can I say, it's even a war in the spiritual realm, but we're winning. That's the crazy thing about it. You just got to open up your eyes and see that we're winning. That's it. Everything that's falling down before your very eyes, do not attach yourself to. It had to happen. They dollar got to be destroyed. That's destroyed. They financial networks, which is they banks that be scamming people, had to be destroyed. Look, when you go inside the grocery market, right? Watch this. Give it a little bit more time. You're going to start seeing people be like, look, you're going to start seeing people tell the grocery stores, like, y'all can't be in these areas if y'all not giving us nature. Or it can go like this. People just say, fuck the grocery store, and then start making their own nature in their own backyards. People, you gotta realize, people are reconnecting themselves back to the planet. They is not fucking connecting themselves to the third dimensional world no more. They don't give a fuck about that shit no more. Because that shit was born and dumb and made us stupid as fuck. Like, for real. It's just like when you look at social media, like when you looking at social media, don't even look at that shit that long, because it start hypnotizing your brain where you like, oh, this person doing better than me, and such and such. Like, yo, bro, chill. That ain't got nothing to do with you. know what I'm saying? Shit, you don't even know what they did in order to get that. What happened if they sold their soul to get all that shit? You want to do that? Like, nah, okay then. Value your life for what it is. Get on track. And everything that you ever wanted will naturally come to you. It's just like, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I started doing lives, and speaking to people, at first I was being lazy as hell. My ancestors like, get your ass up. What you doing? Like, I'm just chilling. I don't feel like doing nothing. Like, all right, being that you don't feel like doing nothing, all the stuff that you want to come to you gonna slow down. I'm like, all right, let me get the fuck up. Okay, let me get up. And that's just my higher self talking to my lower self. You know what I mean? And lower self is not a bad thing. It's not. It's just it's just telling the lower self, like, you ain't gonna get nothing done just sitting down all damn day. Like, you know what, you right. And that's why I tell people, check yourself. Because when you check yourself, it come off better. You know what I mean? Because sometimes when we're telling each other like, yo, you know, look, bro, all you gotta do is do this. If you're not in a time of helping yourself and I'm trying to help you, you might look at me like I'm trying to either disrespect you or say that you less than, when I'm not. That's not. It's just the way your mind interpreting. This is why a lot of people, they don't receive help, because people be like, are they in the mindset of receiving help? And I be like, that's the key thing. Are they in the mindset to receive help? You know what I mean? It's like, look at myself. Myself, I'm in the mindset of just receiving help. Like, whatever it is, I don't care what it is. It's cool. You see what I'm saying? But I always realize with myself, like, I got to help myself first. Because once I built that characteristic of helping self first, then other people like, oh yeah, if you help him, he gonna naturally receive it. He not gonna look at you like, you know, like you better than them, or try to envy you. You know what I mean? So that's how I just look at life. With that being said, this is your ancestor, General Y God, signing over and out. I appreciate you coming by the live, Kimbo. Like I said again, I come around, say, 9 a.m., 5 p.m., and then between 8 and 9. You'll always see me on live or wherever the kiss me. But I appreciate you for listening. Make sure you take the data that I gave you, right, and now start acting upon on what you're supposed to be doing. Like I always said again, praise yourself, but always send honor towards your ancestors. With that being said, I'll see you later, bro.